Javier Hernandez is considered one of the best Mexican exports in football history. His small stature, pace, natural ability, and quick movement made it impossible for defenders to keep up with him in and around the box. Top footballing figures described him as one of the greatest goal poachers ever seen. But how good was he?
In the way we dominate opponents, in the way we play in their box, I think Chicharito would have 20 goals easy. Even coming from the bench for the last 10-20 minutes, we'll have 20 goals.
Javier Hernandez was born in Guadalajara, Mexico, and by the age of 7, he had begun playing in the Mexican Recreation League. His father, Javier Chicharito Hernandez, played for 4 different Mexican clubs and featured 28 times for his country. Chicharito's grandfather was also a professional footballer, and young Hernandez was determined to emulate them. At the age of 9, he joined the Guadalajara Academy where he enhanced his skills. The team was impressed with his development through the years and rewarded him with a professional contract at only 15. He was selected by Mexico to feature at the 2005 FIFA Under-17 World Championships, but unfortunately he sustained an injury just before the tournament, which cost him that experience and a winner's medal as Mexico went on to win the whole thing. Tough for a young footballer. This could have knocked back his confidence, but he kept on working. It took some time before he got his first start for the first team, as they felt he wasn't quite ready yet. According to his father Chicharito, only his patience and persistence kept him going. This never give up attitude finally paid off as he made his first team debut against Club Necaxa, coming on as an 82nd minute substitute. He didn't take too long to announce himself, scoring 5 minutes later to make it 4-0 to Guadalajara. He made a further 4 appearances as they won the league title. Hernandez did not feature regularly across the next couple of years, but patience, once again, was something that really helped him. Doubts were raised about his future, but in 2009, everything came together for him. He finished as the joint 3rd top scorer as he scored 11 goals in 17 appearances in the Apertura. It was at this time that Man United were made aware of the talented forward. The scouts gave a positive report after watching just a handful of matches. He carried his remarkable form into 2010, scoring 8 goals in the first 5 games, and eventually finished as the joint top scorer with 10 goals in 11 matches. He also missed 5 games due to injuries, so that tally of 10 goals could easily have been more. Man United were impressed, but due to his age, they were planning to wait before making a move to sign him. These plans were quickly changed as the probability of Chicharito featuring at that year's World Cup increased. United were worried that other teams would swoop in to sign the now 21-year-old. The transfer was finalized in complete secrecy, hiding the deal even from his own family. Chicharito headed out to South Africa for the 2010 World Cup, and United's initial fears were proved accurate as the Mexican international took the world by storm, scoring against both France and Argentina. Despite starting only one of Mexico's 4 matches, it was enough to put him on the radar of many scouts, but by this time, Sir Alex Ferguson's United had completed the signing. As part of that deal, Guadalajara hosted Man United that summer to open their new stadium. Hernandez featured for the home side in the first half, scoring the opening goal before switching to his new club for the second half. That was not the only goal he scored during that preseason. He actually scored in 3 friendlies in a row in preparation for his debut season in Europe. That debut season got off to a dream start for the 22-year-old, coming off the bench to score in a 3-1 Community Shield win over Chelsea, a goal that, let's be honest, deserved the Puskas Award. Chelsea should have known that Hernandez was going to haunt them throughout his stay at England. He scored 9 goals against them during his time in the Premier League. As expected, the Mexican wasn't a regular for United that year, but when given a chance, he capitalized big time. He made a habit of scoring decisive late goals when called upon, notching up late winning goals against Valencia and Blackpool, just to name a few. In less than 1,500 total minutes, Javier contributed to 15 goals, 13 goals and 2 assists, proving his worth. He added a further 7 goals in the cup competitions, further enhancing his knack for finding the back of the net. Chicharito's goal-poaching attribute received praise from Sir Alex and German legend Rudi Völler, the latter saying, "Javier Hernandez has an incredible sense of where the ball will end up." In just his first season, Hernandez won the Premier League, the Community Shield, and reached the Champions League final. He was quickly appreciated by the United fans, who voted him Player of the Month 3 times and even more impressively, voted him United's Player of the Season after becoming the first player since Van Nistelrooy to score 20+ goals for the club in their debut season. Chicharito suffered a concussion during the off-season, which resulted in him missing the entire pre-season and the start of the campaign. A niggling ankle injury further halted his season and his hopes of cementing a starting spot in Ferguson's side. 12 goals in 36 appearances was still okay, but nowhere near the expectations after his explosive first season. Overall, it was a season to forget for United, who failed to retain the Premier League trophy on goal difference and were knocked out of the Champions League in the group stage. Chicharito was still seen as a big part of United's future and is rewarded with a new 5-year contract. He was determined to rediscover his debut season form, working extra hard during pre-season. Unfortunately for Hernandez, the signing of Van Persie from Arsenal meant less game time, but this did not deter him from playing a part as United wrestled back the title from their city rivals. Despite starting just 9 Premier League games, he once again showcased his natural goal-scoring abilities, scoring 10 times. This included clutch late winners against Chelsea and Newcastle, and the last goal of Sir Alex's era in a topsy-turvy 5-5 final day draw against West Brom.
Chicharito again! Chicharito with a huge goal in the title race!
After the appointment of new manager David Moyes, several bit-part players saw this as the opening of a new page and an opportunity to prove to the new manager what they could do. Hernandez, who was ready to leave the club that summer, was promised a lot of game time and decided to stay. Maybe this was his chance to finally become a regular starter in the team, but this was not said to be the case for him. David Moyes did not rate the Mexican at all. His confidence plummeted under the new manager, with his game time reducing more and more throughout the season. The only option for him to revive his career would be to move at the end of the season. Real Madrid showed interest in the summer of 2014, signing the now 26-year-old on a season-long loan to improve their squad depth behind the likes of Cristiano Ronaldo and Benzema. His standout moment for Los Blancos came in the UCL quarter-final against rivals Atletico Madrid, where he scored the winner in a 1-0 victory that put them through to the Champions League semis.
Real Madrid surely! Javier Hernandez has his goal and the holders are surely through to the semi-finals.
Chicharito returned to Man United at the end of May after Real decided not to extend his loan deal. The English club felt he did not fit the latest project under new manager Louis van Gaal. United had already moved on to players such as Depay and were about to bring in talents like Martial. The Mexican was sold to German side Leverkusen for £7.3 million, and there he proved all the doubters wrong. In his very first year with the Bundesliga outfit, Hernandez enjoyed his most successful season in front of goal, notching up 26 goals, 17 of them in the league. For the first time in a long time, Chicharito was a regular starter and he did not disappoint, leading Roger Schmidt's side to a third-place finish only behind Bayern Munich and Dortmund. This incredible debut season meant being named Bundesliga Player of the Month an impressive 3 times in a row between November and January, as well as being included in the team of the season ahead of players like Muller and Aubameyang. The next season, he was once again named Player of the Month twice, his standout match coming against Mainz, where he scored a perfect hat-trick. Left foot, right foot and header. After 39 goals and 9 assists in 2 years with Leverkusen, Chicharito made the decision to return to the Premier League, joining West Ham in a £16 million deal, a clear indication of how much his value had increased during his time in Germany. Hernandez started in all of West Ham's first 11 Premier League games before picking up a hamstring injury. By the time he returned, West Ham had changed managers, and as fate would have it, it was David Moyes who had taken over the helm, the same coach that didn't fancy him back in his United days. Was Chicharito going to live in the nightmare again? Well, it looked like it, as he didn't start any game for almost 2 months. 76 minutes of playing time in 7 games, he was available for selection. Predictably, he was linked with a move away in the January transfer window, just 6 months after moving to the London Stadium. Nothing concrete materialized and he ended up staying. After coming on and rescuing a point against Bournemouth, Moyes handed him a few stats, which Chicha took advantage of, scoring twice in 3 games. In a shocking turn of events, Moyes heaped praise on him, saying, "Chicharito is a top goal scorer, one of the best finishers around. We need him. This turned out to be a false storm, as Hernandez never got a consistent run of games, starting one, then being on the bench for the next game, coming on for 10 minutes and not even being in the squad for the next one. Moyes left the club at the end of the season, and Hernandez stayed on for another year, a season in which he reached the 50 Premier League goal milestone, the first Mexican to achieve that feat. Hernandez handed in a transfer request at the beginning of the 2019-2020 season, which was immediately granted, moving to Sevilla for £7.3 million. His time in Spain was short and sweet, playing just 15 games before a huge offer arrived from LA Galaxy. How huge, you ask? Well, the MLS club made him the highest paid player in the league and named him captain for the following season. Backtracking a little bit to his short spell at Sevilla, he did score his first ever career free kick before leaving, so that was something to remember. Over in the US, Chicharito once again proved why he was once compared to legends such as Klose and Solskjaer. Defenders just couldn't stop him. In his 2 full seasons, Chicharito secured the Golden Boot twice, scoring 17 in 21 matches in 2021 and 18 in 32 appearances in 2022. The Galaxy fans voted him the Player of the Year in both of those seasons, and it seemed like he was getting even better with age and nothing could stop him heading into his 3rd full season. Sadly, he suffered an ACL injury which ended his season and his Galaxy career. Chicharito made an emotional return to his first club, Guadalajara, at the end of 2023, a full circle moment. On the international stage, Javier Hernandez featured 109 times, scoring a record 52 goals for his country, including in all 3 World Cups he took part in. One of the greatest natural goal scorers ever, always at the right place at the right time.